Today, I'll be teaching my brother how to perform CPR using the EDGE method. We're using this dummy that we've also been using for everything else that required 3 people.
Alright, so what do we do first?
So our first step is to check the scene. So what we do is make sure that there's no electric power lines that have fallen down, no fire, or immediate threat to our danger, because that could put us in danger. We don't want to approach the scene if that would be the case. Once we make sure that the scene is safe, we need to call 911 immediately. Now, when we approach this person, we first need to tap them. So hey, are you awake? Are you okay? If they don't respond, that means that they're unconscious. And that means consent to perform any medical aid it's given to you. If they are conscious, you need to ask for consent. So once we figure out that this person is unconscious, we are going to check their breathing after we open their airway. Now, with this dummy, the head is locked in place, so we cannot open the airway or perform the action, but what we would do
Wait,
is...
do it on me.
Sure. So...
Okay, yeah, so, here. Okay, so what do you do?
So, what you need to do is take the chin and push the head like this. This prevents the tongue from blocking the airway. So, pull up on the chin, push down on the head. Alright, you're good.
Okay, what if they have what if their neck is broken? No, now you just made it worse.
If their neck is broken or you suspect any neck or back injuries, do not open their airway.
So then they just die.
Well, you don't want to paralyze them. They have if you move the head or back or neck, when they have an injury, you can cause them a lot of damage. So,
Personally, I'd rather be paralyzed than dead.
but you can kill them by severing their spinal cord. So, after you figure out after you open their airway, you then want to check for breathing. And you do that by moistening your cheek and putting it close to their, you plug their nose too, and you put it by their mouth. So obviously if you feel something or hear anything, that means you're breathing. You don't want to check for any longer than 10 seconds. Because that's just wasting time and they need immediate attention. So if they are breathing, then you need to check their pulse. So what we do is there's an artery that is through the neck.
You know what it's called?
Jugular?
Yeah.
Okay, the jugular artery. You put 2 fingers and right by the esophagus, it's on the side, we check for a pulse. And check for no longer than 10 seconds. If they don't have a pulse, then perform CPR. So if they either are not breathing or don't have a pulse, you need to perform CPR. So for CPR, you need to perform 30 chest compressions. You do that by taking your hand, put it flat in the middle of their chest, then take your other hand, wrap it around like this. Make sure the fingers are not flat on the chest. And what's this called? I don't know.
The heel of your hand.
Heel of your palm. Make sure that's in the middle of their chest. Perform 30 compressions. Make sure they're around 2 inches deep. And
how do I know? Do I get a ruler?
You guesstimate. You don't get a ruler. So when you're doing that, you want to make sure they're fast and short.
So just
That's a little too fast.
Okay, well...
Do it at the same tempo as Staying Alive.
That's pretty ironic.
Staying Alive, yeah, it is.
Considering they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
alive. pretty much.
So that's, yeah, you want to do it around that. So that's how
What about
you
Baby
do it.
Shark? Baby Shark.
Well, that song's just not as good, so we don't.
What do you mean?
So anyway, once you have performed 30 compressions, you need to, obviously, if you have a CPR breathing barrier, use that, put it over their mouth.
How do you use
If
it?
you, so it's basically a protective barrier that goes over the mouth to prevent any diseases for orally transmitted.
Okay.
Very simple to put on. Just put it over their mouth.
Oh.
If you
So
don't,
it's like one of those toilet lid covers.
yeah, it's like one
whatever
of the
things.
toilet lid things you see at public restrooms.
Oh, which that doesn't even make sense.
Okay. If you don't have one, that's okay. They need immediate medical attention. But if you have one, use it. So then you need to perform 2 rescue breaths after the compressions. You need to pinch their nose so the air doesn't escape and breathe in to their mouth. And then you also need to check if their chest is rising. If it does rise, then you know you're doing it right. Then you need to repeat the 30 compressions and the 2 rescue breaths. Keep repeating that until there's an obvious sign of life, like, they start breathing again or they regain pulse and breathing.
Mm-hmm.
They should regain their
I
pulse.
don't know why
and
you're looking
breathing.
at the camera. You should be looking at me.
Okay. They should regain their pulse and breathing.
Well,
keep
yeah.
doing that until they, regain that. Or you're too exhausted to continue. You're alone. You're too exhausted to continue. A medical professional arrives to take over, or the scene becomes unsafe. So
So when
now,
does an AED come into play?
an AED is a very good idea. So when you're at a scene, you obviously got to direct people. Say like, hey, you call 911. You do this. Say, you go look for an AED. Now, once the AED arrives, and if you're alone and you know there's an AED somewhere, you should get the AED, but make it very quick, very quick. Then you need to turn on the AED, and after that, the AED will tell you everything to do.
Okay.
So it'll say like, put a pad here, put a pad here. You hit a shock, you can say clear in a loud voice, make sure no one is touching the person, including you. The shock will be delivered, and it'll say something like, shock has been delivered, start CPR. It'll tell you everything to do. I'm now going to demonstrate what this would look like.
Like the AED or the CPR?
The CPR, the situation.
Okay.
So I've checked the scene. It's safe. I arrive here. I've already called 911.
You called 911?
Well, I've also directed other people to call 911.
Only one person calls 911.
Okay.
Did you tell someone to get an AED?
I did tell someone to get an AED.
Okay. What do you do next?
Now, I tap the person and say, hey, are you awake? Are you okay? I see that they're not responding, so I know they're unconscious. That means consent is given. I then open their airway. Once again, this dummy has a plastic head, so I can't really do that, but let's just say I did. And then I moisten my cheek, pinch their nose, and feel for breathing. I don't hear breathing, which means I immediately...
Wait, why do you moisten your cheek if you're listening?
No, if you moisten your cheek, it makes your cheek more sensitive to air, like being breathed on. So this person is not breathing. I need to immediately begin CPR. So I do 30 compressions, 2 inches deep. Now, I need to perform 2 rescue breaths. Now, I repeat that cycle. All right. Now I would repeat that cycle.
Okay.
Now, for time's sake,
You didn't feel their pulse.
well, if they're not breathing, you don't need to feel for their pulse.
Yeah, you do. You can be not breathing, still have a pulse.
Well, that doesn't matter because they're not breathing. So CPR is needed if they're not breathing or they don't have a pulse. Either one, you immediately need to begin CPR. All right, so for time's sake, I'm not going to continue doing this. So
Okay, so now.
now I'm going to let you try
So,
and I'm going to
all
guide
right.
you through the process. So
Okay,
let's say
so-
you've arrived at the scene, you've done the protocol, okay?
Alright, so I'm like, whoa, there's a guy. It seems pretty safe. I don't see any, like, bad stuff. Alright, cool. Hello?
Now first,
Are you awake? Are you
First,
okay?
you should direct someone to call 911 before you approach them. Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
The scene looks safe. Why are you touching him, bro? We didn't do anything. The scene looks safe. You call 911.
Okay.
You get an AED.
Boop, boop, boop. Hold on, you shouldn't call for an AED yet unless you know that the person is unconscious.
Well, it's better to have one as soon as possible.
That is true. So
Just in case.
That is true.
So why would you not?
That is true. That is true.
It could be the difference between life and
Yeah.
death. Stop touching him,
Okay.
sir. Or I mean, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you awake? Are you okay? Okay. Doesn't seem conscious. Consent is given.
Okay, do you know what to do next?
Okay. Let's see. All right.
You open the airway.
Yep.
Good.
Airway is open. And
But you also want to make sure that while you're listening for air, you need to be looking down this way to look if their chest is rising. Okay? So you need to be looking this way.
all right. Well, like if they're not breathing, then I don't think their chest is gonna be rising.
Well, the rest can be very light. Just continue.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Rotato is not breathing.
All right. So,
Let's see. I need to begin CPR. So, like, go like that.
mhm.
How many am I at?
No, I've been counting. That's your job as the rescuer. All right. Now you need to perform the 2 rescue breaths.
Okay.
Now you do that by pinching
Yeah,
the nose
okay.
and breathing in, while also looking at the chest to make sure that the chest is rising.
He's still no pulse. No breathing, so obviously. Oh, Rotato, I'm awake. You saved me. Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Let's go dab me up, bro.
All right.
That was
so
cool.
now you need to perform all these actions without any of my guidance.
Okay. Well, you also were telling me that I shouldn't call, or shouldn't have someone get an AED.
Okay, well, I was wrong. We're right.
Whoa. The scene looks safe. Hey, you. Call 911. You. Look for an AED. Hello. Are you conscious? Are you alright? Are you alright? He's not responsive, so consent is automatically given. Let's see. I'm gonna check for a pulse first this time. There's not a pulse. Okay, I need to open the airway and start CPR. Alright. Okay. Oh, broski, you saved me. You're such a hero. Hip hip hooray for this guy. Dap me up, bro. Cleanest dap in history. Alright, let's go. Alright, did I do it good?
Yeah.